What am I going to show you today? What is this video all about? Well, it might have to do with this 8-foot Werner fiberglass ladder. If you ever need to get a fiberglass ladder instead of a wood ladder or a cheapo little aluminum ladder, I would recommend, highly recommend Werner. And I always like to get the orange. It's a little bit stronger than the red. Did you know there's like 5 different colors of ladders? You might have wondered, why is there so many different colors of ladders? What's the big deal? Red, I think, let's see, what do they have? They got a green one, this orange one, a red one, a blue one, and I think a yellow. And if you want to know what the difference is, I've got a YouTube video I made about Werner ladders. I don't know why I did it. I just did when I first bought this one because I was looking at all the colors and all the things that this ladder could do, all the different types of little holders up at the top and a magnet and all kinds of stuff. And so I made a whole video of it. But anyways, this one here is rated up to 300 pounds. That's why I like this one. There's even one that's more than this. I think it's the yellow one is stronger than that. But anyways, I got an 8-foot ladder, and I might even use this extension ladder here. I'm not quite sure yet. And as for extension ladders, funny thing is, I've only used this one once. We moved in here about 1.5 years ago, and the previous owner was kind enough. He left that on the wall, and I wasn't even sure if that worked or not. Sure enough, it does work. It kind of sticks a little bit after I get it up there, because I had to take it down and unstick it because it wouldn't slide back up to allow these little deals to flap back, you know. But anywho, I was looking on the side of that, and I thought, how far will that extend? Just so I know. And it said it'll extend up to 17 feet, but yet I think they call this a 20-foot extension ladder. So my advice to you is, whatever length you need, don't just go to the store and say, oh, I need a 16-footer because I need to get up to 18 feet, but I can reach up the last couple feet, so 16-footer should be fine. Don't just get a 16-footer. Read on the side of it. Make sure that it will extend to 16 feet or 17 feet, because you might have to get a 20-footer. 16-footer might only extend up to where you can only use it for a 14-footer or a 13-footer, because usually you need about a 3-foot overlap to where that holds it together. So don't take my word for it. Each aluminum ladder company might be slightly different on how they rate these and how they measure these for length. So when you go to the store, make sure you look and read. If you can't see it, ask the salesperson, hey, I need to go up 20 foot. Does that mean I need a 22-footer or 24-foot extension ladder? Or do I just get the 20-footer and it will extend up to 20 feet? And so it's 23 feet long instead of 20 feet long or something like that. You know what I mean? So this particular video has something to do with that, and that's because I need to get up on the roof. Yeah. And I've got some gutters here, and you can see it's fall, isn't it? Look at all those leaves over there. This tree is almost done. In fact, it is done. There's nothing on it. The other day there was a few left. I already got up there and I cleaned out this particular gutter section here, but I didn't do that section over there yet because it's still raining leaves. And I know I've got to get up there and get that cleaned before it rains, because you know what happens? All that stuff right there where the downspout is, those leaves will get compact in there, and usually when it rains, that's the time that you think, oh yeah, the gutters are clogged, the downspout's clogged. It might just be that the leaves need to be cleaned out from where the downspout entrance is. But lots of times I've cleaned gutters and there's all kinds of sludge up there and stuff, and I've used a putty knife, and then you can get this little thing at the hardware store. It's a plastic gutter scooper, long, narrow thing with a handle on it, and then you can scoop those out. I was going to get one, but all my stuff is dry. And I cleaned out the gutters there. I was able to use my 8-foot Werner ladder for that, but then I had to get my extension ladder because up over in here, this gutter was higher, and I couldn't get up there all the way. And see, this tree still has leaves in it, but I cleaned out some of that gutter along there, and I thought, okay, I'll wait until all the leaves are down before I clean the rest of it out. And but I want to get up there every year to do that. And quite honestly, I don't know when the last time that's been cleaned out. Because when I cleaned it out, here's some of the stuff that was on there, about that thick at the bottom. Lucky for me, it was all nice and dry, and it went right out of there. And I just pulled it out and threw it down in here, down on the ground. Lucky for me, it wasn't all wet and icky and sludgy up there and all that. Then it's a pain because you want to clean all that, and then you have to get up there with a hose and try to make sure your downspouts all cleaned out. Do I really want to do that every year? Because a lot of times the downspout little arm might be longer than that, might not go up as high as that, might be all full, might get stuck, might have some sticks in there, might have a ball in there, tennis ball, even a golf ball. My mother had a golf ball at the entrance of her downspout, and her downspout entrance was cut round, not rectangular. Oh man, it took me about 20 minutes to get that golf ball out, wedging back and forth with a little screwdriver and putty knife, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, then it slide down. Again, finally I got it out, was able to clean it all out. And lots of times your downspouts are connected. See, this one here is connected here. And so if you'd have to pull that out, if you get stuff in there, maybe your line that goes out to the front yard gets all clogged up. There's all kinds of stuff that can get clogged up. And see, so I saw this pipe here, and I was like, where is that connected to? And in fact, look at that. There's decomposed granite all through here, and it's all clogged with decomposed granite. I need to dig this all out along here, don't I? And get it down there, reach my hand in there, pull all that out, and then maybe take some rocks. And they're kind of like some landscape rocks, kind of like these. I could take these here and put them in front of that and around the side, maybe from here over to about there. That's what I need to do, and clean all that out, because if that backs up, maybe my downspout gets backed up, and then my gutters get backed up. The gutters get backed up, the water could get up, depending how they install the gutters, it could get up and do damage on your fascia board or something. Who knows? But see this downspout? See how long that angle is? That gets all clogged up. It's a pain to get out. You may have to take the whole downspout down, take it apart, clean it, put it back up. And see, this one doesn't connect to a pipe. They decided to put a cover like this. The water comes out down there, and then that's connected to the pipe that comes out down over here. Okay? Same type of idea as this downspout connection. This kind of looks unsightly, doesn't it? They could have done something a little bit different, or they could have extended this down further, straight down, and then put the long sweep on it down here, so you didn't have to see all this. That kind of looks unsightly. I might have to fix that one of these days, but then I'll have to get a longer piece and decide what to do, or I could put a box in the ground right there, connect that to it, kind of like they did over here. Okay, see this one? And if you have one of these, this was full of all kinds of rocks, the decomposed granite. Rocks were caught in there, and so I cleaned all that and popped all that stuff off. Nice and easy stuff like that you can do before it starts raining, because depending where that is, if your water gets saturated in this little landscaped area, it could go up over your sidewalk, could go back up into your house, it could get raised up depending how low your wood trim is to the bottom. If you've got T111 siding and wood trim or something. All that kind of stuff you got to think about, you know? So I don't want to have to worry about that anymore. So what can I do after I get this clean? I want to get this cleaned out all the way, and I'm going to take a crummy little paintbrush and even sweep it out, use it as a little broom, clean all that out, and I don't want to do it ever again. We've been in this house for 1.5 years. This will be the second time. Actually, last year I didn't go up there and clean out the gutters except on one side of the house. I didn't even do that one over there. And eventually that's going to be a bad thing, okay? I don't want to have to get up there at all anymore. This house is 19 years old now, and the gutters are still in pretty good shape, as a matter of fact. And I want to not have to get up in there anymore. So what could I possibly do? Well, kaboom. I went to the store. You see there? Look at that. This is called a gutter, what do you call it? It's a leaf catcher, or I don't know what they call it. It's for your gutters. You put it on the gutter and it fits on there. See how it's got that little angle there? That little angle kind of fits up into the trim of the outside edge of the gutter, and then this other part fits in there. And they got it at the store, and they only had one size. And see, on this one, it's six inches. But when you go to the edge, from there to that little groove, the inside edge of that groove is about 5.5 inches. Okay, to this little groove right there, 5.5 inches. Well, we're going to get up there in a minute and measure that, because I don't think that's going to fit, but I've got some different ideas on what's going to happen. And what I ended up getting, this is metal. This is metal. It looks a little flexible and flimsy, doesn't it? Well, that's because this little piece, I cut it, just a little piece of it, but when you have a bigger piece, it definitely flexes. But the last thing you want is a vinyl or plastic, depending what area you're in. I've seen the ones on the TV and at different home shows, and this might be vinyl, and it might be a little system with a vent on it and a guard on there, or it could look like this. But I've decided I didn't want the vinyl or anything. I wanted a stiffer metal one, and this is pre-finished black, so it should never rust. The reason why I've decided to use metal is because we live in an area that it snows maybe 7 or 8 times a year, and the snow gets on a vinyl one, guess what? It's just going to push it in. It's just going to push it in like that, and this thing could fall out and all that. But you know what? I was thinking on the metal, I don't think it's going to happen. First off, why would they sell that at the box stores in an area where it snows? So I'm sure this is going to work. It's a little flexible, but it's still pretty stout, especially when you have it all in one length. These come 3 foot at the store, and you can tell this one's not 3 foot. That's because, look, it's 2 foot, a little over 2 feet, because I've already used a foot of it for other things. I used it for some wire mesh for some other projects, and so I thought I'd save that, and I'll get up there and decide if it's going to work for me or not. I did say we're going to use the ladder, so I'm going to get up there and we're going to kind of look at this and see if it's something that you want to take care of on your own. Okay, so I'll get my ladder out, get set up. We'll take those up there and see what we can do.